Black people are always playing defense. We always got to play defense, unfortunately, against everybody. And a lot of black people get called racist, you know, um, mean-hearted, mean-spirited. And it's like black people, we're the most welcoming group of people on the face of this earth, the most welcoming, and you think that, unfortunately, even with brothers and sisters from the motherland, but that's a whole nother conversation, But, with this whole thing about hip hop culture, a lot of people are stretching the truth. And some people are just very unknowledgeable because they saw certain things from different documentaries and read certain things in books that was twisted to work in different people's favor, even coming from different, whether it's even different pioneers. A lot of people are not telling the truth for various reasons. Certain people are doing things because they're being paid, and they're being promised something, or maybe it's something else. But certain people are being swayed. I'll just say that they're being swayed for various reasons. Like I said, it could be money, or something else. I'll just leave it at that. A lot of people are really not being truthful, and like I said, hip hop, what has become hip hop, it's black culture. It's the truth. It's not a diss. It's not trying to throw nobody in the corner. Like I said, black people, we're the most welcoming people. Every other ethnic group is not that welcoming. They're holding their culture tight. Just like when I brought up the Whoopi Goldberg and Celia Cruz thing. They're like, oh no. You could like her music, but you ain't doing no movie, Whoopi. Not over here. You're not a Latino, so stay over there. But we'll watch one of your movies, and maybe watch you on a View, but nah, this is our culture. Black folks, we like, nah, we could all, have fun together and, do things together. We the most welcoming. And then, we get things taken over all the time. And a lot of black folks think it's okay. Like, well, that's the way things are. Just let it happen and let God handle it. Cats has been saying that since the slave plantations, because it was multiple slave plantations. And where did that get us? Everybody else gets to really benefit from our culture except for us. Like I said, from country to rock and roll to blues to jazz. I mean, everything. And like I stated, the great Dizzy Gillespie and other black musicians helped a lot of salsa artists. It's the truth. Like Tito Puente and so many others. But cats didn't say, yo, we got this percentage in your culture. Cats are just like, nah. And a lot of people who are pushing this narrative of, blacks against Hispanics and all that, it ain't black folks. Look who's really pushing this narrative heavy. And a lot of these cats are it's not coming from a genuine place. It's coming from almost like a colonizer type of way, a takeover. It's not coming from a genuine place at all. So that's why a lot of cats is like, whoa, especially people that really participated, and really groomed the culture. Just like a lot of the music that was being played in the parks, what kind of music was being played? Especially when cats is, whether they b-boying, they rocking the mic, DJing, like Rufus Thomas, like a majority of those records are black artists. Easy, like 95% of those records are black artists. And even if it was from, white rock and roll artists, where does rock and roll come? So come on, all that music is music from black people, and the culture is black people. It's the truth. If you look up all a lot of these records that cats have been spinning, regardless if it's disco, even some of them funky breaks, it's jazz fusion. Regardless, even if it was Bob James, and Bob James, made a video where he paid homage to a lot of black people that invited him into the culture. And they shared different knowledge of different, measurements of music and ideas. Bob James, he knows the deal. He paid homage. He said himself, if it wasn't for black people, he wouldn't be who he is. Especially with black people being inviting, welcoming, with that welcoming spirit like we always have. Everybody's not welcoming, and it's like we always got to take, we just leave it in God's hands and Jesus' hand. That mentality got to stop, because that is getting us nowhere, and we getting the short end of the stick. And people who are selling the culture out, not only with hip hop, but all the genres of music, is always a handful of cats that's going to sell out the culture so they could get, some pennies for themselves. They're going to sell out the people and sell out the culture. And no other group of people would do that. Especially not for us. Not for us. And I'm like, oh no, y'all stay over there. Way over there. Nah, this is ours. Like we got pushed, like cats get pushed out of so many different things. But like I said, props to all of the Hispanic, brothers and sisters who have contributed, who made very good contributions to the culture. Shout out. I mean, it's so many to name. I mean, shout out to all the cats and even the people I grew up around and grew up with me. Shout out to y'all. Too many to name. I don't want to be like, start naming names and pulling people in the video. Hey, look, we good, right? I mean, that's corny. I ain't got to go into the names. I mean, you know who you are. You know who you are. Shout out to all of y'all, especially the ones that have been genuine, and had a good spirit and good intentions. But a lot of this is coming from a disingenuous type of energy and spirit. It's not good. And cats, what's the big deal? Nah, it is a big deal because it's not coming from a great place. And a lot of people are starting to see it and they're like, nah, we not going for that. And a lot of people see what happened, in the past with other different genres of music. But this hip hop is different. It's special. And I believe, it came from a much higher place, to God's replicas. That's a whole nother conversation. To God's replicas. A lot of us don't know who we really are as a people, but they know. They know. That's why they, so many people, from different backgrounds. I'm like, how did they do this? How did they do that? How did they come up with that? Because it's in us. We was born with it. You got babies coming out the womb, just starting to walk, and they got the boogie in them. They got that boogie spirit. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just expressing my thoughts on this once again. And we're going to move on to other different things about the culture, that I know certain people may not like, but it's going to be very educational. Very educational, But it's just like, wow, black folks, we always have to play defense, unfortunately. And, a lot of people, know that this is a very different situation and for this culture, this special thing, that was created in the Bronx. So next time, STFM, as Uncle Red Alert would say, stay tuned for more.